Hey Cowboys Nation, let's go for another round of news from America's team. Watch until the end so you don't miss any news and sign up to stay tuned for everything that comes out about the Cowboys.
Cowboys news. Jonathan Hankins has high ankle sprain, severity unknown. He's got a high ankle sprain, Jones said on 105.3 The Fan on Monday. We don't think that it's going to be a severe one. He's going to be getting further looked at in terms of exactly what we're dealing with here. We'll know more as the day goes by. The injury occurred on Philadelphia's first possession of the second half when a DeAndre Swift 6-yard gain saw a lot of bodies fall on Hankins' ankle, bending him backwards. Hankins was tended to on the field by the Cowboys training staff before walking off the field gingerly. He would not return in the win. After the game, Hankins was seen walking out of the locker room without a walking boot and without a limp. Hankins' potential loss for the upcoming stretch could prove to be a big one, as he has brought experience to the defensive interior line in defending the run and rushing the passer. In 13 games, he has notched 26 tackles and 3 sacks in his 11th season in the NFL. The Dallas Cowboys rumors are going to swirl throughout the offseason about the team making a potential quarterback trade. Likewise, the Vikings rumors are surging after Minnesota scored a whopping 3 points against the Raiders in Week 14. Minnesota has massive uncertainty at quarterback, with Kirk Cousins recovering from an ACL injury. Cousins will also be a free agent in 2024. The clock appears to have struck midnight for Josh Dobbs, who was benched against Las Vegas. Enter the Cowboys, who have 3 quarterback and a massive bill coming due, with star players set to receive lucrative extensions. Dak Prescott is not going anywhere and has emerged as the favorite for the NFL MVP award. This leaves a potential decision about the futures of Trey Lance and Cooper Rush. All 3 quarterbacks are under contract for 2024. Heavy Sports previously detailed why Seattle could be a landing spot for Lance. Yet, the Vikings have even more urgency to add a quarterback than the Seahawks, given the team's current situation. As an added bonus, Lance is a Minnesota native, so the Vikings would be a homecoming of sorts. Lance was a standout quarterback at Marshall High School, where he was a 3-star recruit, per 247 Sports. Vikings rumors. Minnesota labeled a potential landing spot in trade for Cowboys QB Trey Lance. 33rd team's Connor Livesay labels Lance as one of the NFL players who are a surprise trade candidate this offseason. The Vikings are among the teams that the NFL analyst has as a potential trade partner for the Cowboys. When the Dallas Cowboys traded for Trey Lance this offseason, questions regarding Dak Prescott were at the forefront of the conversation. Livesay wrote in a December 8 article titled, "Surprising NFL Players Who Could Be Traded This Offseason." Prescott has answered those questions with an MVP-caliber season. This offseason, he's likely looking to receive his second big money contract extension with the Cowboys. If the Cowboys stick with Rush at QB2, they could start calling quarterback-needy teams that missed out on Caleb Williams, Drake May and Jaden Daniels in the 2024 NFL Draft. Lance might raise the ceiling on Dallas' QB2 spot, but the Cowboys could get a better return for Lance than what they paid from teams such as the Minnesota Vikings, New Orleans Saints or Seattle Seahawks. If those teams miss out on the top passers in the draft, they could see Lance as a viable option. Cowboys rumors. Dallas could look to trade Trey Lance or Cooper Rush. Dallas could opt to stick with all 3 quarterbacks once again, but this is an expensive proposition. Prescott's cap hit is slated to be a sizable $59.4 million in the final year of a $160 million deal. This is partly why the Cowboys must sign Prescott to an extension this offseason in order to lower this number. Lance's cap hit spikes from $940,000 in 2023 to $5.3 million in 2024, a lot of money for a third-string quarterback. Rush is the most reasonably priced of the 3 signal callers with a $2.8 million cap hit. The veteran will be in the final season of a 2-year, $5 million deal. Assuming Cousins does not return, Rush or Lance would represent an upgrade from the Vikings' current quarterback situation. There are sure to be plenty of Vikings rumors offering potential solutions, including Lance, this offseason. Dallas traded a 4th-round pick to the 49ers for Lance. If the Cowboys explore moving the quarterback, it will be interesting to see what Dallas could net in a new deal for Lance. The 23-year-old quarterback will still have trade value given Lance is less than 3 years removed from being the number 3 pick in the 2021 NFL Draft. Cowboys and Vikings fans, let us know in the comments section below whether you prefer a Lance or Rush trade this offseason. Flu game. Cowboys Micah draws Doc praise after beating Eagles. When Michael Jordan turned in his flu game in Game 5 of the 1997 NBA Finals, Dallas Cowboys star defender Micah Parsons wasn't yet born. But the legacy surrounding Jordan's 38-point performance while being under the weather has spread amongst generations, and the 24-year-old Parsons did his best to replicate it Sunday in the Cowboys' 33-13 victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. Parsons, battling a 103-degree fever, recorded the Cowboys' lone sack on Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts and returned to the locker room with "sick, my butt" remarks from Dallas owner Jerry Jones. Despite his illness, Parsons was met with lofty expectations from Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott, who said it's exactly what the NFL's 8th leading sack artist wants. So, when Prescott learned Parsons was feeling under the weather, he didn't approach him with the same sympathy one may expect. "I checked on him, but it wasn't much of a, 'how are you doing?' It was more of, 'go have a flu game' type performance, if you're out here and you can play," Prescott said. "I know that's what you're thinking. I'm thinking the same thing. I know you're going to be tired, that's part of it. That's when you get to show how great you are." Parsons did exactly that, helping Dallas defense hold Philadelphia to a season-low 13 points in a victory that gave the Cowboys the lead in the NFC East, and the #1 seed in the playoff standings. With his sack, Parsons became the second player in NFL history to record at least 12 sacks in each of his first 3 seasons. He played 76% of Dallas' defensive snaps, fighting through his illness to continue his usual dominance. And while their sidelines interactions weren't overly frequent, Prescott made sure to keep Parsons engaged and upbeat while grinding through a crucial Cowboys victory. "He walked by me, I got a chance to say, 'Hey Micah.' I'd say something, shake his hand, and dap him up often and keep it rolling," Prescott said. "The little relationship or transactions that we have during the game right there, it's just to keep him into it. Make sure that I'm trying to feed that hungry mindset that he has. The guy's a hell of a player. He's a game changer." Loaded up on IVs, Parsons did everything in his power to play Sunday, proving how much the Cowboys-Eagles rivalry and a chance at the division lead means to him. And not only did Parsons play, but he played at a high level, logging at least 1 sack for the 3rd time in his last 4 games. He's notched a sack in 9 of Dallas' 13 contests. Or, in other terms, Parsons delivered his flu game moment, persevering through illness and a tough opponent to make his presence felt, and lift the Cowboys to a season-defining victory. "A lot of times you get into games, and they have a game plan throwing 3 people at you and it can be frustrating," Prescott said. "It's about being resilient, understanding you're tired and understanding you don't feel your best. But you're still able to play and I expect you to go make plays as you do yourself." And he did it once again.